We are back in and recording.
Okay,
Your camera
thank
is
you.
off.
Thank you for confirming that. And if we had any members of the public outside, we would invite them in, but I thank you for checking that. And so, once council comes back,
Where he's going.
Yes.
okay,
Another one that wants to be
They're
here.
gonna be escorted up if they were in public, if they were public. All right, so nothing was discussed in the closed session except those matters related to item 11.1, limited personnel matters, specifically including candidates for executive director position, executive director search process, applicants, interviews, employees, and or discussion and consideration of those finalists or of finalists.
right? Yeah, so there was, the statement that nothing was discussed in, closed section, except those things. And then, I think you may want to move that we convene an open session related to that. Did your motion include that?
My motion includes to reconvene an open session.
Okay. And is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, secretary to call a roll.
Commissioner Amelia,
Yes.
Cadney first.
Dabney's not here. Commissioner Dabney. Commissioner Monet. Commissioner Anaya,
Yes.
Commissioner Carroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Pino,
Yes.
Commissioner Robinson is not here. Commissioner Rothini, yes. Commissioner Stone. Yes. Commissioner Traub. Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Umi,
Yes.
Commissioner Chair West,
Yes. Thank you. And how many in favor?
9.
All right, none opposed, so the motion carries. It takes us to the next item on our agenda, which is any action required as a result of closed meeting.
So, hello, everybody. I would like to, is this where, okay. I would like to bring forth this resolution that we have come up with. It is called the New Mexico Martin Luther King Jr. Commission Resolution regarding the appointment of an executive director of the commission. Whereas the Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is engaged in an executive director search process for a vacant position of the executive director of the commission, and whereas pursuant to its authority under NMSA 1978, Section 28, 19(1)G, the commission desires to appoint an executive director of the commission so that an executive director can proceed to coordinate all activities on the commission's behalf. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Martin Luther King Jr. Commission as follows. 1, the chair of the commission is authorized to make a conditional offer of employment for the position of the executive director of the MLK Junior Commission to Danielle Curvin. Pursuant to which employment shall be conditioned upon acceptance of the conditional offer by Danielle Curvin by 5 p.m. on March 21st, 2025. An agreement reached between Danielle Curvin and the chair as to salary and compensation no later than March 21st, 2025. Successful and satisfactory completion of a background check by Danielle Curvin to be performed by the governor's office, and Danielle Curvin receives the final approval of the governor to be employed in the role of the executive director of the commission. 2, the chair of the commission is further authorized to notify the governor's office that the temporary salary increase previously authorized by the commission in October 2024 for the deputy director of the commission and as additional compensation for assuming additional duties as acting director should be terminated as of the start date of the incoming approvals of the governor's office related to such change in compensation. 3, an orientation committee consisting of the officers of the commission is hereby constituted to meet needed for orientation and onboarding and to assist with any questions the incoming executive director may have regarding the operations of the commission. 4, effective upon the to approve all to Approved expenditures shall be limited to only the executive director, and then it only amounts up to $5,000 with any expenditures of $5,000 or more, and or expenditures in which the executive director may have a conflict of interest requiring approval of the entire commission. The resolution regarding the appointment of the executive director of this commission was voted on and approved by the commission, or by the Martin Luther King Jr. Commission at the commission's meeting on March 14th, 2025.
All right, so you're moving the adoption of this resolution? Is
Yes,
that right?
Yes, sir.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second that.
Okay, so second by Commissioner Parole, and that takes us to discussion. And on discussion of this, the first thing I want to do is thank all of the applicants for applying for the position. And we had some strong applications, and there's only, this one position of executive director. And so the commission must make by necessity a difficult choice. So, and I want to thank the commissioners also for their time and their efforts and their patience in giving detailed and careful attention to the candidates. And so that is my comment in discussion. And is there any other discussion on this?
Chairman, I'm not sure if Commissioner Stone and Commissioner Matheny needed to put in their what they needed to say before we did this, or if we can do that after.
I think that I could give them an opportunity to explain their votes
Okay.
after, and they can say it, or if they prefer to say it now, they can do it then too. So it's up to them. Any other discussion?
To the vote on it, or,
Well, it's already moved and seconded.
okay.
Yeah, you moved and Commissioner Parole seconded. So we're just in discussion on this motion, and I just wonder if there's any commentary that anyone wants to make about. Yeah, yes, Commissioner Stone.
Chair and Commissioners, when Commissioner Cotton's term ended and there was an open seat for the search committee, I chose not to because I have an active role within our community and interface with so many different folks who likely might want to apply for this position. And so I was not on the hiring committee. However, two of the final candidates that arose to the top are folks that I work really close with in various capacities, one being a direct supervisee of mine. The other, while I was on the OAA's advisory board, I actually worked very closely with the other one. And so for those reasons, and my state account has been locked, so I only got to see who were the finalists yesterday at 4:30 p.m. For those reasons, I am choosing to abstain my vote for this process.
Thank you for that disclosure and explanation, Commissioner Stone. To your point, I will just say that I personally don't, before this process and receiving the materials, I didn't know either of them. So I do feel comfortable to vote because I have no relationship with either of them, and certainly neither one more than the other. Any other discussion? If you can.
I have been a part of the search committee of the hiring process. I am, however, an active member in the community of Albuquerque. And I have working relationships with a lot of the candidates that applied and the ones who have came this far. So with that, because I know the candidates, I've chosen to abstain my vote as well for perception and fairness and transparency.
Okay, so and I'm speaking specifically as between the two finalists. I don't know either of them. So any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, Secretary to call the roll on the motion for adoption of the resolution.
All right, Commissioner Dabney. Commissioner Amelia,
Yes.
Commissioner Monet. Commissioner Anaya.
Yes, with an explanation.
Go ahead, girl.
Not now.
Oh, later?
The roll call.
Great. Commissioner Carroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Sharapino,
Yes.
Commissioner Robinson, Commissioner Rothini, yes. Commissioner Stone.
Abstain.
Oh, yes, yes, I'm abstaining. How about that? Yes, abstain, excuse me. Thank you. Commissioner Stone, Commissioner Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Traub, Commissioner Umi,
Yes.
Commissioner Chair West.
Vote yes.
We have 9 yes. Oh, no, we have 7 yeses and 2 abstains.
Okay, and the motion carries, and recognizing Commissioner Naya to explain her vote.
So my vote yes is for the resolution, with the exception that I do not agree with taking away the acting executive director's TSI the day our new executive director starts the position. And that's all.
Okay, thank you for explaining your vote. And with that, is there anything else on this point, or we are moving to the next item on our agenda? Sounds like we're moving forward with the next item. The next item is next meetings. Okay, commissioners, as a couple things. Number one, if we do have a incoming executive director, it might be prudent for us to have a retreat where the commissioners can meet the new executive director. But as we've heard earlier today, our budget is strained and we are projected over budget in various numbers under different situations. Perhaps at least a one-day retreat, that is low budget, so that commissioners can become acquainted with a new executive director will be in order and perhaps affordable. What are thoughts as commissioners, potentially in April, May, a retreat? Any thoughts about that?
I'm be out of the country, sorry. I think April is probably better than May, but I'm fine for anything.
Chairman Lisa Jennings has her hand up.
Oh, CFO Jennings, sorry, I didn't see your hand. You're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. So you're not actually over budget. I still want to make that clear to everybody, because right now that's just an estimate based on, the future projects that have been planned. So now that there's a new direction being taken by the commission, we'll need to go back and reevaluate that, and we can plan for your retreat or whatever expenses are associated with that. So just keep that in mind, please.
Okay, so it sounds like there may be a possibility for there to be, some funding for a one-day retreat there with the with an incoming executive director.
That would definitely be a possibility, because like we tried to discuss earlier, those estimates that we were looking at, everything was, planning at worst case. This is, worst case cost. So we built in cushion there. So the estimated over budget, we are not actually over budget. So, and then we'll definitely be able to take things off the list that probably are not going to be done now that you'll have a new executive director. So, but we can work together to make sure that we can, set that up for you guys.
Thank you, CFO Jennings. Appreciate it. We'll continue that conversation. So if we can find a agreeable date in April, if we can find, some budgeting for it, perhaps a retreat would be a good idea. We do have, so I don't hear any objections to that, so I can pursue that. Sound good?
April?
I don't like April. I don't like April because we don't know how long it's gonna take for the governor to approve. And
Right.
Danielle said up till May.
May, yeah.
And so I just wanna be mindful that she might have other obligations that she might like to complete.
So,
I just think we need a break. I think we need a break we need a month break on the,
May?
as long as it's not the weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Or the weekend before that.
Okay, we're going to discuss Memorial Day in a minute, but May? Okay, we can try to pursue May, because I'm not hearing any arguments about May, except to the extent that it inconveniences Commissioner Rotini's Memorial Day. Anything else? We can pursue a date in May. Now, Memorial Day. Our next meeting is scheduled the Friday before Memorial Day.
I'm not gonna be up there either.
And I don't think you're the only one. So the question is, the reason why we picked the date in May is because we previously talked about the date of our annual meeting, which is supposed to be in June. Folks said they had, vacations and obligations and other things. We have to have an annual meeting. That's a very important one. And so what I'm saying is, if we move the May 23rd meeting, you're going to be potentially in a date in June. What date in June? And we should fix that date because it's the annual meeting and it's an important one. Commissioner Stone had a excellent potentially idea that the commissioners agreed to it. Is if you wanted to share your idea, Commissioner?
Sure. Well, my idea was just that similar to other conferences, you have your board convening the day before the conference starts. And so if the youth conference is our annual conference, we thought about it like that from an organizational perspective, that perhaps the day before the conference starts, we will convene for our meeting, and then all commissioners would be there to support the conference. But I also I want to acknowledge that means that folks are taking more time off for a longer duration of time.
So if we follow that, then we might make the date of the annual meeting, the 25th of June. I think the Wednesday before the Youth Leadership Conference. And so Wednesday, June 25th.
We're gonna have it at the same space where the conference is.
Commissioner Stone said she didn't think that through.
I'm just being, sorry, it was a bad question. I thought it'd be kind of convenient
Well, it might be,
or inconvenient.
we can
Folks,
try.
we have to be very mindful of the time here, folks. It's about 5:18 and we're supposed to be out here by 5. I still need to get this done, so I mean, let's
So wherever it is, we can figure out those details later. Wednesday, June 25th, is it? Now, let's don't schedule a meeting when we, don't have folks who are willing to come, because then we don't have a quorum, and that's not good, especially for the annual meeting. So if there's any objections, it's a sort of a speak now for a hold your peace moment.
For June 25th on a Wednesday.
Right.
Okay, yeah, no objections from me.
Okay, Commissioner Kroll is good. Vice Chair is good. I'm good. Anybody else? Sound
As far as I know.
So,
that's what as far as.
that's fair enough. So, would somebody please, advance the motion to move our May 23rd, 2025 meeting to June 25th?
Motion that we move our May 23rd meeting to June 25th.
I second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, Secretary, one more time for the roll, please.
Commissioner Dabney. Commissioner Amelia.
Yes.
Commissioner Monet. Commissioner Anais.
Yes.
Is that gonna be in person?
This is discussed later. It's 5:18.
Commissioner Carroll.
Yes.
Commissioner Sharon Pena.
Yes.
Commissioner Robinson. Commissioner Rothini, yes. Commissioner Stone.
Yeah.
Commissioner Traub. Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner Umi.
Yes.
Commissioner Chet West.
Yes.
So we have a unanimous yes all around. Motion carries.
Next item on the agenda is adjournment. Without objection, the meeting stands adjourned. Thanks.
So if you guys don't mind, will you please, can you please push your chairs back? 6 hours, man, I'm telling you. This hour up. It's like, you know.